Remember how Ukraine allowed NATO and US to come into Russia's eastern turf? Remember how Ukraine allowed NATO and US to come into Russia's eastern turf, causing a war? Now, Jamaica has allowed China, another superpower, into USA's western turf. This poses a problem for Andrew Holness and Jamaica. I talk about it next on my podcast, The Neoliberal Round, entitled China, Trump and Jamaica. Is a debacle brewing? China, Trump and Jamaica. Is a debacle brewing? We have a Jamaican here. Good afternoon. Good morning, rather. What do you feel about China doing business in Jamaica?
I don't know.
You're not sure?
No.
You don't feel, you don't think that that's a problem?
Yeah, I know it's a problem.
But so what?
China take over Jamaica, Jamaica get worse.
And Jamaica gotten worse.
Mm-hmm.
So before the Chinese, who had control of Jamaica?
No, Jamaicans.
You think Jamaicans, but from 1990?
The Americans.
The Americans, but
and
okay.
English.
From the English.
That's what I heard growing up.
So let me ask you a question. Did you hear what's going on with Donald Trump?
In terms of
demanding the Chinese to leave?
No, I heard. No, not really.
Not really. So, but what do you think about the U.S. or Donald Trump saying China must leave Jamaica?
I think he's right.
Ah.
Because them come and take over the country, so we'll have less work.
Yes.
Because the Chinese come in and do our work.
Wow.
So people are less employed
yes.
because of the Chinese. I think that's my thought on it.
Right. So are you JLP or PNP?
None.
So okay. All right. So what do you think? Do you think it was under the JLP administration that this happened? You think? You say?
The JLP, yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
JLP have been in for a while, so it must be JLP.
Must be them. Okay. And Jamaica, what do you think? Many other Jamaicans believe the same thing, feel the same way, like what you are feeling, what your position.
I don't know their opinion. I haven't spoken to anybody.
Oh wow. Yes.
I don't really speak politics.
Yes.
Because I've never voted.
But you are a Jamaican and you are concerned about Jamaica's interest.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. There we go. We are speaking with a young woman about Jamaica and what it's becoming. Let's ask someone who was originally from here, but now lives in the UK. Hi, how are you? What do you feel about China's investment in Jamaica? What do you think about the relationship with China and Jamaica?
I don't know.
Yes. Oh, have you heard about it?
Yes.
You know that the Chinese, I'm hearing that the Chinese are taking over Jamaica with a lot of investment. Do you think that poses a problem for the UK and the US?
I think it does, yes.
How so you think?
I don't know.
I have another question. Donald Trump is demanding the Chinese to leave. What do you think about that? Yes?
I don't know, because I don't do politics like that. I keep away from politics.
From politics. There we go. Let me ask another. Hi, what do you think about the Chinese investing in Jamaica heavily?
Good in it, but I mean, good or bad? Good in it.
Some Jamaicans are saying that they don't have any work because of the investment.
And then?
Yes.
Oh dear.
Yes, this is interesting. This is the Neoliberalism podcast coming to you from Jamaica. Welcome to another episode of the Neoliberalism podcast. I am in Hillshire, St. Catherine, Jamaica. And with me is Austin. Welcome to the show, Austin. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning, yeah.
Good morning. Last night we were having some deep political conversations about about Donald Trump and we understand that Donald Trump is demanding the Chinese or China to leave Jamaica because China is heavily invested in Jamaica. And we had a discussion about whether or not Trump can demand the Chinese to leave Jamaica. And many Jamaicans that we've spoken to have said, no, he's ridiculous. He can't demand China to leave Jamaica. What does he think of? First of all, China has so much investment in Jamaica already. And I think some people, I'm hearing of a 50-year lease because they have taken over they have fixed the ports. They have or taken over the ports, or leased the ports, or whatever the case is. And they have also spent some money in terms of connecting the points across Jamaica. We're talking about the highway. They have given Jamaican the money. In fact, they have taken over the highway because they're going to take it over for the next 50 years until it pays for itself. Okay, once they have gotten the money that they've invested in helping Jamaica with this highway and so on, they will leave. I believe that's the case. Okay, so however, it is. But but the problem is, Jamaicans need to understand. When I ask the question, when we ask the question whether or not Trump can demand China to leave, it's a serious question, and it's a question that you must consider. Jamaicans must also consider the consequences of the decision making to lie in bed with the Chinese. The consequences of lying in bed with the Chinese. Now, this is important. You have to think about it in relation to what is going on in Russia and in Ukraine. In Russia and Ukraine. This is deep, and I talk about this in the new book that's coming up. This is what I study. I study globalization. But this is very important for Jamaicans must understand this. And everybody must understand this. This is deep. Let me begin by saying this. China is the enemy of the US. They are rivals. China controls their part of the world. Okay? The US controls our part of the world. Russia controls their part of the world. There is an understanding among superpowers in the world. Okay? When they sign the NATO agreement or the Security Council, everybody have their control, and you respect that. When Russia decided to go to war or to invade Ukraine, it was on the backdrop that Ukraine is doing business with the enemy or with another rival superpower, and there is an understanding in the world. There is a world order. There is a framework within which the world system operates. Okay? So NATO, and that is why Vladimir Putin is saying that Russia and NATO, they are hypocrites. Okay? Because they control their hemisphere, and now they are coming into Ukraine. That poses a problem. That is a problem because of the agreement that all countries have. The framework that we have as the world. Ukraine is doing business with NATO, and they're creeping into and who controls this part of the world? Russia. So of course Vladimir Putin went to war with Ukraine to whip them, to flog them. I said to you yesterday that Zelensky was dumb. Zelensky was out of his mind. He was an opportunist. Okay, but not only that, he made a decision that has caused him and his country the fate that he now has. He's now sandwiched between NATO and Russia. Okay? Now, I'm not going to tell you whether or not Zelensky should have done that, but it was poor decision making. He should have weighed the cost and should have discussed it with his country, whether or not to do business with Ukraine and Russia. And not Ukraine. The next thing is that Russia does not expect these other countries to do better than Russia. Yes, you have your independence, but you cannot do better than Mother Russia. You understand? So if Poland and Kazakhstan and all these countries start to do better than Mother Russia, or they form the superpower, that is also a problem. And now you're going to do business with NATO, a rival in superpower. Now let's bring it back home to Jamaica. Jamaica is doing business with another superpower that is now in the Jamaica. Okay, our harbor, the Kingston Harbor, is the largest is the 7th largest in the Western Hemisphere. It is the gateway to doing trading in the world. What it is that we have now is China. The China that is a rivaling superpower that is trying to overtake the US, and in many cases have overtaken the US. Jamaica has opened up their country, opened up the Western Hemisphere to China, to the Chinese. Jamaica has brought the Chinese onto the US turf. That poses a problem, and Jamaicans are not thinking about it like that. You understand what I'm trying to say? We are creating another Ukraine situation.
We're involved in anything, you know. Involved.
Mr. Andrew Holness and the Jamaican government and the Jamaican people must think about this. When I ask you the question, when I say to you, Donald Trump and the United States is demanding China to leave Jamaica now, no, it poses a problem because it's going to be difficult for China to do that.
I'm have too much that.
Huh?
I'm have plenty here.
Yes. Because they have already invested. I mean, unless Donald Trump is going to pay off the Chinese for what they have done, and then take over from and pick up from where the Chinese have left, unless that's the case. And then, of course, will the Chinese do that? I don't know. But then, of course, there could be a war because Trump could decide to invade Jamaica. Trump could decide to do what Russia is doing to Ukraine, because Zelensky decided not to change. He decided to still go ahead and work with the Europeans, with the enemy. Okay, Jamaica. What will Jamaica do? Will Jamaica acquiesce? Will Jamaica say to the Chinese, listen, we are no longer going to do business with you, okay, because it is posing a problem, and we don't want a situation like Ukraine, where Donald Trump, who is friends with Vladimir Putin, is sending troops here or playing us in a way. They don't have to bomb us. They don't have to engage us in a war. Jamaica is a very small country, okay. They could do, and it would be different. You would not want to lose Jamaica, as it's a very important country in the Caribbean. Right. But they can find other ways to impose their will. The fact of the matter is, the U.S. controls the American part of the hemisphere, in the West, in this part of the world. Okay? And now, and not only that, where Jamaica is, this is the gateway to trading in the world. And this part of the hemisphere. Jamaica, Europe, Africa. That the problem with this is that China is a rival to the US. China doing business. Not only are they sending cars and stuff, but they are here. The Chinese are here, and they are heavily invested in Jamaica, from the east to the west, from the north to the south. Okay, they control Jamaica's transportation system or roadway system and the infrastructure. Okay, they are controlling the harbor. Okay, and they're modernizing the harbor too. They're modernizing the harbor and so on. But the problem is, it poses a problem. The U.S. should have done that a long time. If they know that Jamaican is so unique and the gateway to the world, they should have been invested. But the problem is, over the years, the U.S. has invested in Jamaica. If you read my book Neoliberalism, through the IMF and the World Bank, and giving them aid, and it has not helped Jamaica. What it did was to make us into a dependency. Okay, we have had to pay back huge debts to our detriment, and we have devalued our currency. Yes, we have deunionized. We have opened up our country to the penetration from the north, which has also created the economic positioning of Jamaica. But the fact of the matter is, yes, irrespective of that, we cannot then say that we're going to run it and do business with the Chinese, because that can create a problem. Because if we were going to do business with Canada, that's different. Okay, yeah. But we're going to go do business clear with China. If we say we're going to do business with the UK, that's different. But the UK only wanted to send millions of dollars to build prisons in Jamaica to send deportees or to send their prisoners. That doesn't. But 60 million is probably I mean, but you have to be able to do something. You understand what I'm trying to say? Jamaica you have to pick your poison. Okay, are you going to go in bed with China? I don't know if Jamaicans want that. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, I mean, I am going to follow this and see where it goes.
We think that the Republic system will set up. But when we look at, this thing I want to like, a world crisis guy coming to me with other countries, Russia, China, and America. They want to assist in the car. Then come like them are going to destroy the world, Because the thing now will fight up in heaven,
Well, I'm at Georgetown University studying power, privilege, status, and position. And the issue of privilege, the issue of power, is part of the problem. The problem with Russia and Ukraine is power. The problem with the superpowers are the ones really creating the problem in the world today. The superpowers, yes, they are creating the problem in the world today. To be honest, and they are neglecting countries, and then when these small countries go and do business with other superpowers in other countries, then all of a sudden it create problems and wars and so on and so forth. I'm telling you, yes, it is absolutely ridiculous. But we want to see, we hope to see where this goes from here. I'm Renaldo McKenzie of the Neoliberalism podcast, coming to you from Jamaica. We'll continue to follow the story as it relates to what's going on in Jamaica, and the Chinese are heavily invested in Jamaica, but yet still there's still infrastructural problems in Jamaica, like the minor roads. Now, the thing is, if the Chinese have leased the highways and they are fixing the highways and they are doing all of that, they are also taking over the harbors and modernizing the harbors and so on. We sold off the airport. That means we have a little breathing room to do stuff. The Jamaican government can fix the local roads. They can provide enough garbage collection units or trucks. I mean, if the Chinese have given them so much money to do so much, and they are running the roads and so on, why is it that we still don't have any money for them to fix okay, what about the local roads? If the Chinese is focused on the main road, the highways, why aren't our government, then the local purse, focused on fixing the local roads? We have a road and works department. What is the road and works department doing? There has been no indication that the roads are going to be fixed. There have been no reports of that. There have been no signs of that. Okay? I don't know what's going on. I heard yesterday that they are putting in place an arbitration committee because they want more Jamaicans to settle their decision making out of court. Of course, they want to do that so that people don't have to pay money. Because it costs to have these legal hearings and stuff. They'll rather you settle out of court. Okay? Anyways, but the point I'm making is that they're focused on doing that. They need to focus on fixing basic services. Fixing the banks. You spend too much time in Jamaican banks. What is that? What's up with that? The water is still a problem. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is the Neoliberalism podcast. We'll be right back after this.